Hello and welcome back to the second half of the show with me, Ian Pelham Turner, on ALB UK Television and positivebritain.co.uk, and it is the Voice of London. And welcome to this beautiful lady who is Jassie Mortimer. And you are an actress, but you're also a psychic, medium and healer. I think you're fascinating. I was reading up about you and I'm thinking, there's so many questions I want to ask you, so you're going to have to come back. Okay. There's only so much I can ask you. So you studied in Zagreb, yes?
Yes, I have. I've studied in Zagreb. I'm born in Zagreb and raised in Zagreb. I studied in Zagreb. And then at the age of just turned up 20, I came to London and kind of stayed.
And was that a big leap? Was there a tremendous difference between Zagreb and London?
Yes. I kind of find myself more here than back home. I loved the way the British culture is, and I like the food as well.
You like the food as well? Yes. Well, you can start this 50% offer now. Then I think all the foodies in London, I've never known it's so packed. Did you see differences in your training between training in Zagreb and did you do some more training in London as well?
Not back in a day. I've recently started doing more of workshops for actors, because when I came over, I'm Spotlight Registrar, which you're supposed to be able to work as an actor, also an equity member. So it's more of a training for actors already, just to keep myself busy, and especially, if I may say, in this lockdown, I worked with a wonderful casting director called Manuel Puro, and I was doing his course for 21 days.
Well, there you go.
Where you have to, he would send us each evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, a monologue to prepare and to learn. Gosh. And prepare and submit. You have to self-tape yourself. Yes. So it was process of learning how to do that, and in a way knowing what casting directors are looking for when they give you a piece to prepare.
Yes.
But it was intense, because every day was a new monologue and you don't know what you're going to get.
So also as well, when did you know you were psychic? Have you always known you were psychic? When did it really sort of come to prominence?
So as a child, I was weird because I could see things, and I could see people or neighbors who already passed on. I could see them in our house and talking to me. Right. With live people, I could see colors. I saw angels when I was young. I see them differently now as an adult. Right. So in that sense of being weird, I grew up actually, and I'm ever so grateful to nuns and priests in our parish who actually took that as a God's gift. And especially in a time when I was growing up, Croatia was still part of the communism, so we were not allowed to be religious. But my family, we carried on going to church. And
yes.
So I remember that once time that when the priest actually took me on a side, and because I said, look, I've seen this person who passed on and I dreamt about them, and he said, well, come with me. So we went and had a little chat, and he said, that's a God's gift, but people probably won't understand, but we can. So next one comes, just come and talk to me. And I think that's very important for a young person not to block it, but then understand with who you can share that information with. Nowadays it's different.
Is it? How is it different now?
It's different. I mean, obviously people are turning more into their own spirit and spirituality, in a global, accepting more from other people who see things and have the ability to, as a medium, pass on the message from your loved one from the other side.
And I'm a great believer in that. I talk a lot about it. I went through unfortunate times in my life, and then as I was sort of coming back to life again, then the reality I had saw situations like that, and it's still, every time I think of them, it still makes me shiver. Because what they were telling me and what the signpost was sort of saying to me are actually now this year coming to fruition. So it's quite a strange time in my life as well. So when you do the healing, so do you do healing for people? How can people get in contact with you for that type of thing, for example?
Well, it's usually through friends. I didn't really want to expand all of that as a business or anything like that. And I always said, like, as the priest would say, when somebody needs you, they will come to you. And I think that's kind of stayed through all of my life. And I get like certain points in my life when I have people contacting me for friends of the friends. Can you help me with healing? Or can you give me a reading? So yeah, word of mouth really.
Do you find it easy to do that?
I do now, but obviously when I was younger, it was really hard to see something that other people in a room don't see or don't believe, and knowing things, when angels will say something to me, and I know it's angels, or if it's a person that is on the other side, and I'll just say it, they were like, oh, they'll freak out. Something's wrong with her. It's like, not.
I mean, the reality is, I think a lot of these things happen in life, and they've happened in my life as well. So with the acting, so you've obviously done a lot of work, but I was looking at your resume, and I love actresses' resumes because they often say things like horse riding. They've probably ridden a horse once, But the one that really I saw was clowns. So tell me a little bit about being a clown.
Being a clown. So clowning was a part of my drama school curriculum, and I absolutely loved and enjoyed doing it. Through the life, I never really kind of put a mask on and do like a street performance or anything like that. But when it's your birthday, I'm happy to come around.
Well, there you go.
Do a little bit.
Okay, mark that one down, Mr. Editor. You will be here next year. Well, you'll be hopefully back here before then. Did you have a character in mind for your clown?
Yes.
What was your character?
Her name was Zlatka, because obviously it was Croatian.
Okay.
Do you want me to stand up and do it?
No, don't stand up and do it, because you'll go out of shot.
She was a little bit like loud, because you can do both ways. You have a voice or without a voice.
Right.
So she was very playful, and obviously a big child. And I was the tallest, I think, in my drama group. So quite a tall clown. Lots of expression. That's why I love doing it, because in a way, with the silence, you can express yourself.
Yes. No, I get all that, and I've worked with some.
I'm just about to come and give you a hug now.
I've worked with some famous clowns, and it is. But you do a lot of other things. You're a dancer, so you know all these different. So I was looking at Cha-Cha, Charleston. You're a mezzo-soprano.
Yeah.
This lady is multi-talented. I have to say, folks, she's multi-talented. I mean, I was writing all this down a couple of days ago when I knew you were coming on the show, and the list seemed to grow and grow and grow. So I thought I've got to invite you back another time to talk more.
Yeah.
What are the most important things in your life at the moment?
It is spirituality. At the moment, I am doing live meditation with lovely Matthias De Stefano, who is in Egypt at the moment. He's doing every day 7:20 UK time, and just basically accepting who I am and opening to divine, to be able to receive the message and do this shift that, as you probably know, is going to happen, and it actually kind of start happening now. So more of us meditate at the same time. It's beautiful. I love meditation a lot.
I mean, I'm to be perfectly honest. I used to be part of a spiritual group for the law of attraction. If you know the law of attraction.
Yeah.
and they always used to start off by meditating. Now, for me, if I close my eyes, I go to sleep. Yeah. It's as simple as that, you know. And I was always afraid that if I started meditating with all the others, because they would have 15 minutes of meditation, I'd be fast asleep by the end of it. And a couple of times, you know, it's like you can take me to a theatre, you can take me to a cinema. As soon as the lights go down, it's almost like my brain says, "Okay, it's time to go to sleep now," and off I go. Yeah. Are there simple ways to meditate? Because I've always I fancy wanting to do it. Yeah. But my fear is I'm just going to fall off to sleep because, as I say,
it's very simple. It's a training like every other training. So if you've never done it before, you don't go and meditate for 50 minutes. Basically, to start with, you can just put your feet on the floor, connect with your hands here, close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then through the nose, I'm relaxed. I'm fine. Thank you. Done.
Excellent.
Done. Sorry, I'm connecting.
No. Connect away. You know, I think it is. You know, we are going through troubled times at the moment. What do you think about the industry at the moment? How, you know, has it really affected you during lockdown? You know.
Yes, but at the same time, obviously being a working actor, I came across this lovely course, 21-day self-tape challenge, just to keep myself in a training. Yeah. And I also made many more connections on Twitter especially, where we all kind of start following each other and start posting things. I've received the other day 2 scripts to read. The first reading of one of them is going to be by Zoom, obviously, on the 10th of August. Right. So, because we do believe filming slowly starting and maybe preparing projects for next year, 2021. Yeah. With a hope, obviously, that we will be able to perform more often.
What type of things would you like to do?
Comedy.
Why did I ask a clown a question like that? Okay, so what type of comedy would you like to do?
Well, with comedy, obviously you can make everyone cry. That's actually a question my drama teacher asked me, and he said, "Why comedy?" I said, "Well, because I just like to laugh." I said, "If I stand here in front of all of my school colleagues and I said, I can make you cry any minute just talking about my life." Back in the day, obviously being different. I said, well, let's laugh about it. So it was that click when I kind of did within myself. You can tell one thing in many ways. Choice is yours. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell the truth. It's diplomatic, really. You can tell the truth in many ways. It's just the way.
You have a wicked look in your eye at the moment, I have to say. So finally, because time is caught up with us, unfortunately, already, is there a part that you would love to play at the moment? You know, every actress has one part. Is it? What part would it be?
Well, at the moment, one of the plays I was in Barron's Court called Oh Jackie. It's actually submitted to Nottingham International Film Festival. Film Festival as just as a script, because director is still raising money. So I would like to play Stephanie Carrington on a screen as well, which is the story about Aristotle Onassis and Jackie Kennedy after what happened, like a little bit from their life together. Right. And I would like that. And she is very smart and very clever girl, educated in international schools. That's why they cast me, because obviously my accent is more like an international.
You do all sorts of accents, yes, I saw that as well.
So. Hi. Yes. So yeah, I would like this project we'll be able to film in 2021. Yeah. But as I said, I've received 2 scripts the other day. can't really talk about them yet. And
but does that feel? How did you feel during lockdown?
I was fine, and because I realized that I actually don't really go out as much as I should. So where I live, I'm surrounded with woods, and I like to take my dog for a walk.
Okay.
I often do my meditations there, or if I have that monologue that I would say, I will just take it on a walk with me and do my lines.
Right.
So, but I do feel sorry. I mean, obviously, I've lost a couple of very good friends due to COVID, and that's not nice part of the, of the lockdown. But I am glad that places are start opening now, and hopefully theaters will be open again, and cinema theaters as well. That people like us can, go and enjoy. And
I think this would be a different way because Regent's Park open air theatres is. I think it's already open now, hasn't it? They're doing Jesus Christ Superstar, if I remember rightly, for the next 2 or 3 months. So I think there's going to be venues. So finally, how can people contact you if they want to offer you? You are the perfect person for my role. How do they get in contact with you?
So basically through the Facebook or Instagram. Unfortunately, I don't have an agent. Sadly had to close down the agency, so in a search of a new one, and that part kind of stopped a little bit, even though some of my colleague friends managed to be signed up by quite good actors agencies, but for me, I'm a bit unlucky at the moment.
It will happen. It sounds like a sad clown now.
Sad clown. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
That face will get 1 million people after you now. Thank you so much for coming on this show.